What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, in the vein of like the previous video talking about, not knowing what the fuck I'm really going to do, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to play catch up. And over the past, like I said in that one, over the past week, I've been trying to catch up on everything. Blah, 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 on everything, from everything from to try to get, because I've been detached, right? I've been detached from pretty much everything over the past over a month now, since July 11th. There's been July 11th was the last time I actually like put out anything on any type of topic or whatever, and so I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up on all stuff, domestic, international, from what's going on currently in Israel and Gaza, or Ukraine, or with the tariff issues, war, whatever. Economy, what's going on domestically with the Trump administration, to the immigration. I'm trying to catch up on all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, you would think over in a month, and I don't even know why I really thought this, but you would think that over a month time that we would have some kind of like something of significance change, like something, especially with the amount of backlash, the amount of like pushback that this administration and actions that are being taken about different like issues, that I don't know, that there would be something of more significance change, a redirect or something. But no, I mean, we're over a month and a half since that my last stuff, and nothing's really changed. I mean, it's actually just continuing. There's a steady progression, and like I said, I don't even know why I would think it would change, because it's been a steady progression since he fucking went into office. Or if we were talking about something like Israel, it's been a progression ever since October 7th, 2023. Like, it's just been a steady, things are not, you feel like the things are not actually affecting. You start to feel like, okay, I'm sitting here. I have this channel, and this is a small channel. I don't even, 50 something people subscribed. Would I love it to be more? Yes, hopefully, if you're watching this, subscribe. But even when you look at like these massive ass channels that are, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, subscribers, and so there's clearly there is support for talking about these issues, and trying to do what we can to address them and push back on them, or what it's like. I don't know. At what point does it start to actually do something? At what point is there enough pushback? Is there enough like frustration? Enough? I don't even know what word I'm going for here. Like, when is enough that we will actually be able to cause some sort of effect on either what the administration is doing, or on the people who actually could like effectively change what the administration is doing? or alter uh, uh, um, what they're doing or whatever. Like it's and while there has been like it continues apparently to be pushback from like say your judges and lawyers and things like this. I mean, you know, you've got lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, and it's being and you're having decisions and actions that are being taking uh, like halting what actions are being done. It still doesn't feel like it's ultimately if it almost feels like somehow things continue to happen anyways. Like for instance in immigration, we previously talked and I because there was so much about that uh, trying to deport immigrants to like third world countries and whatnot, and I had previously stated like yes there were actions at that at one point, but then it did seem that there because of the hold and judgments being made, they seemed to kind of put the administration in a position where they really couldn't anymore, or at least temporarily they couldn't. Um, and at the time that was more accurate, and I was trying to be more accurate in that. I wouldn't want to constantly talk about yeah they're shipping people off, when there came a point when they couldn't, and they weren't. They were trying to find other means within the either within the United States to do so or whatnot. But it is starting to get back. It appears that they are slowly but surely trying to come up with these other venues of and pathways to somehow get people shipped to other countries. I mean, there's Uganda, there's uh, so I can't remember. There was another one that there's recently apparently has come up as a possibility. I mean, it's like what even when you think that they may have realized, okay, we probably can't do this or we probably shouldn't do this because this is clearly not like popular. They eventually find their way back to it and trying to do it anyways. It's like they are hellbound on doing what they want to do, even if they have to somehow do it in some slick ass way where you don't know. I mean, it's just like they're going to find a way. They continue to try to find a way, even if it's just them saying yes, this is legal to do so, so we're doing it, and if you don't think it is, then throw it in the court and argue with me about it. Like that seems to be the whole tactic, and it has been all along. But they continue, even after all the continuous pushback, they continue to do it. It's just a nonstop. It's like steadily getting hit, and even though the ref is telling you no, you can't hit that way, and they might stop for a second, but then they continue to do it anyway. It's like they're going to keep trying to get away with it until they actually finally get away with it, right? Like, and that's the same shit even when we're talking about Israel and what they've been doing to Gaza, or what they do in the West Bank, or what they do to anybody else that they decide that they want to start something with in order to seemingly just try to keep Netanyahu in power. I mean, it's like they keep pushing to the point that either people just sort of get acclimated to the fact that it's happening, and so they don't make as much of an uproar about it, because they'll have initial backlash, and then as that fades, suddenly they'll push again, but the next time they don't have quite as much backlash, and then the next time they don't have quite as much backlash, and the next time, to the point that they keep coming back to the same things, doing the same things, and even doing them in worse ways. But there's less pushback because people have started to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. It's like this tired, worn down fatigue over what's being done, that you just sort of lose the strength or will, or like you start to feel diminished to the point that it's harder and harder to fight back. Like harder and harder to find the energy to fight back or to go against it or whatever. And that is how they win. Let's be honest. That's how they fucking win. I stepped back. I stepped back for a little. Granted, I had other things going on. It's the reason why I stepped back. It wasn't that I necessarily stepped back because I was feeling fatigued over what was happening. I had other like things going on around here that were fatiguing me. It wasn't talking about these subjects. But I stepped away, and I shouldn't have, and I apologize for that, because, I talked previously that I was going to keep on this, and while, yes, I am here back at it to keep on it, I still took a month away and backed away for a month, and admittedly, that is not, like, going to help anything. Granted, I might not help anything anyways, but the idea is that eventually maybe I can add, at least. I don't ever feel like I would be significant enough to actually influence, but like I could add to the collective influence of these conversations in the way that I'm presenting them, along with others who present them the same way or similar way, around the same like ideas, and the same pushback, and the same frustration, and the same agitation at the world and the state in which it fucking is right now. Like, that hopefully eventually something will give. But it's just like, I don't know. I hoped to come back and have like this amazing, hey, guess what's happened? Guess what's happened? Like, they've realized that their actions are not popular, and so they're changing direction, or they're drawing back on this or drawing back on that, and like, but no, and I don't even know why. I guess it's just a hopeful thing that I just hoped that something has happened and I would have something positive to say. But I'm sitting here like, it's the same shit, just a different day. I walk away for a month and I come back to the same shit, just another different day. But the fight, it's something that clearly, it just goes to prove it's something that clearly doesn't change overnight. It's something that has to continuously be pushed on, and I'm learning this. It's continuously have to be pushed on, continuously have to be talked about. Although it feels almost redundant, and like a broken record to fucking talk about the same shit over and over again. But that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what you see Trump do every fucking time he talks, is he talks about the same fucking shit, even though it is lies. It is straight fucking lies and misinformation and misleading, just flat out BS. He still says it over and over and fucking over again. And for me, I get annoyed at that. So I even look at myself as I'm not going to be annoying and talk about the same fucking shit all the time. But yet it seems like you just have to. You have to constantly talk about the same shit all the time. And constantly bring it up. Constantly stay on it. Like, hey, we can't let this keep happening. We can't let this keep happening. We can't let this keep happening. Until hopefully some fucking how it breaks through the barriers and it stops happening. And that for me is annoying to think that I am going to be annoying like that. So I find myself in this sort of conflicted mind fuck that I feel like I have to be like them, just, against them, but it's blah, 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 blah. Like what, and I don't, but I want to stay interesting at the same time. And I want to have conversation about it with you. I want to talk about it. Let's work it out, even if we don't completely agree on how to go about it or whatever. I feel like the things that I talk about or things that I want to talk about, to me, feel like things that's like kind of duh things. Like it should be completely understandable that there is an issue right here for whatever the subject is. There's an issue here and it needs to be addressed. Now we might disagree on how to address it, but we should be able to look at the subject and be like, there's a problem here. Something's not right. Something seems off. And now we need to discuss how to change it or how to address it. And but the feeling is I have a sense that there's still so many, wildly enough, so many that are just like still completely oblivious and think that everything is fine and that this is all good. And I'm looking at this small, it's a small sector of the population. It's that, too far gone crowd that's like, what are you talking about? Everything is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Yay, Trump. Yay, everything. Amazing. Woohoo. And they are just completely fucking oblivious. And while I would like to and have thought that in the past couple of months before I took the break, the past couple of months there, that was kind of my point. That's the way I was trying to drive. My direction was to be like, here's what I want us to talk about. Here's my opinion on it. And then I wanted to hone it and drive it into like, move it in a way to where I was talking to people like that in like, are you sure that you want to continue thinking the way you think? I'm giving you all this. And that was kind of the way I was wanting to direct my videos those past couple of months there. And because I felt like the way I had been doing it even before that wasn't the way I wanted to do it. So I felt like if I somehow could talk about what I wanted to talk about, and then move it in a way to talk to, if someone like that somehow came across my video, that I could address them like that and be like, think deeply. Do you really want to continue believing in this man? Do you really want to continue praising this man? Giving your full, unbroken, like, support to this man? And while there's a part of me that still would like to do that still would like to somehow break through what ultimately looks like an unbreakable barrier. If I could be that one that just finally pokes and like gets a small opening to be like, hey, do you get it? Do you get it now? Do you understand? Do you see? Do you see what's going on? Let's talk about it some more. Let's talk about it some more. Maybe you'll see what I mean. I don't know. I'm randomizing at this point. Yeah, that's what I'm sitting at. Is like, things have not changed. It's the same shit, different day. And I unfortunately feel like it's got to, constantly be pushed back on, constantly be talked about, in order to somehow at some point hopefully be a part of the ultimate movement, ultimate breakthrough to stop these kinds of actions by the people who unfortunately right now I feel have the power and the ability to really manipulate and move the country in whatever means that they feel fit, or they feel, emboldened to do. That is clearly not in the best interest of society at large. Thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, these few videos here coming might be completely random. I might even lose my thoughts sometimes, or may go on rants, but maybe that's what this channel will be somewhat. I don't know. But let me know what you think. Let me know how you're feeling about what's going on. What has happened since July 11th. Whether it be about the administration, whether it be about foreign affairs, whether it be about whatever. I would love to talk about it in the comments or whatever. And yeah, that's ultimately the direction at this moment that I want to do with the channel until I feel differently, I guess. So thank you very much for joining me. Until next time. Peace, much love. Clear Talk.